Following the release of Cour 2 of the 1000-Year Blood War arc, I think it's safe to say that fans are no longer as disappointed with the Zero Division. The amazing changes made within the 1000-Year Blood War arc anime have resulted in the Zero Division gaining a whole lot of respect. I think that they have been cemented as the absolute pinnacle of Shinigami power and wisdom. The anime did a fantastic job of expanding upon their role and set them up perfectly for the Bleach manga continuation via the Hell arc. There is a lot to dive into in this video as I discuss the true powers of the Zero Division. This includes all of the newfound powers that Senjumaru reveals within the anime, as I decide within this video once and for all who are the strongest members of the Zero Division. In this video, I'm going to be ranking every single member of this elite Shinigami fighting force in order to properly rank who is the weakest to the strongest member of the Zero Division. Understandably, a video topic like this requires a lot of heavy research, and I'll be sourcing all of my information from the Bleach manga and the additions made to the anime, as well as any information that we learn about the Zero Division from the light novels or the character data books. I think that all in all, we have a lot of information in order to provide a compelling list ranking each of the Zero Division members. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to answer questions like whether if Senjumaru is actually more powerful than Ichibei or Uetsu Nimaya. So join me as we delve into several theories about these incredibly powerful godlike Shinigami, as we decide once and for all who is the strongest member of the Zero Division. Discover the Undead Collection and be amongst the very first to join us on our journey over at getsuga.com. So starting off, I want to lay out the ground rules for ranking these characters. Consider the fact that these are among some of the oldest characters within the entire story. I think that it's fair that every conceivable metric for comparison should be on the table. This includes factors like experience, feats, intelligence, raw power, abilities, hacks, attack potency, and even to some degree theorizing on powers and abilities which we have not even seen yet. So with all of the paperwork out of the way, let's get into the rankings by starting with who I believe to be the weakest amongst the members of the Zero Division. So let's kick things off with the 5th spot, which goes to the former captain of the 12th Division who holds the title of Ruler of the Grain. This is none other than Kiryu Hikifune. Now this shouldn't be too much of a surprise because there are multiple reasons explaining why she is the weakest member of the Zero Division. Despite this, she does possess some very incredible abilities via her unique talent of creating mod souls. She is able to amplify the power of anybody who consumes her specially prepared food at a scale of multiple fold. Now this does raise several questions about the limits and nature of her ability. It's unclear whether if she can boost powers endlessly, which if true would be extraordinarily powerful. Another interesting possibility is whether if Kiryu herself can receive a power-up from consuming her own food. If this is the case, then she could arguably have the greatest potential within the Zero Division, since she may well possess the ability to infinitely increase her power via the food that she creates. Kiryu is the most recent addition to the members of the Zero Division, having only been promoted into this ranking 100 years before the current timeline. This short time within the Zero Division means that she has less experience in combat compared to the other members. This lack of experience essentially caps her level of strength and the abilities that she would have developed over time, simply because she hasn't had anywhere near enough time to grow at the rate that the other members have. So overall, she is in fact the least skilled fighter amongst the Zero Division. I'm not putting Kiryu down, but I'm comparing her to individuals like Korinji who had taught monsters like Unohana, and then you have Senjumaru who within the anime was able to blitz the likes of Gerard, and then you have Nimaya who's the literal god of Zanpakuto, so it goes without saying that Kiryu falls a bit short in comparison to her colleagues. Despite this, Kiryu has demonstrated several impressive abilities when she is in combat situations. She uses her life creating abilities in order to create the Cage of Life, which essentially feeds on any Reiatsu which is used to attack the cage, thus making it a very effective defensive structure which can hold off any and all attacks that are rooted in Reiatsu. One of Kiryu's most glaring weaknesses, which actually cements her position as the weakest amongst the Zero Division, is her poor stamina. Her fighting style, which involves creating life forms, significantly drains her spiritual power reserves. Kiryo's fighting style revolves around the creation of life, whether if this is food or plants. This creation process is very taxing on her power reserves, so it's for this reason that she takes on a heavier appearance, as this allows her to store more power in her body. So Kiryo is only really able to dish out a limited amount of damage before she runs out of energy and reverts back to her thin form. So Kiryo needs to maintain a delicate balance between offense and defense, and if her battles drag on for too long, then this could be a massive disadvantage for her. Now, there are some important additions made within Cour 2 of the anime, which reveal that Kiryo can use some pre-made seeds, which she can force to grow and attack her enemies on command. Now, this is an incredible way of getting around those stamina limits that we've just discussed. Now, despite these being an innovative addition to her arsenal, Pernida was able to bulldoze through all of her attacks regardless. The only real time that we see Kiryo engage in battle is during her confrontation with the Shoot Starfall. For the majority of the battle, she is maintaining the Cage of Life, but after it is destroyed, we do get to see her use some offensive abilities, as she demonstrates that she can create trees and control them to impale her opponents. She is also able to use her creations in order to bind her enemies, block their attacks, and even seal them. Now, this combined with her ability to create reishi absorption cages, it leads to her having a very impressive arsenal of abilities. Despite all of this, Kiryo is ultimately held back by her low stamina and her equally low level of experience in comparison to the other Zero Division members. So because of all of these reasons, I've ranked her in the number 5th spot as the weakest member of Squad Zero. Securing the number 4th position is none other than Tenjiro Kurinji. I have to continue to emphasize within this video that these characters are incredibly powerful. They're stronger than the vast majority of characters in the Bleach story. While the Zero Division were pretty lackluster within the manga, thanks to the anime original scenes included within Cour 2 of the new Bleach anime, the reputations of Kurinji and the other members of the Zero Division were thankfully saved. Within the manga, Kurinji was treated as a mild annoyance by Yhwach, but within the anime, via some new scenes, he is the one who is responsible for taking out Hashwald in a single clash. This is a massive upgrade if you ask me. Kurinji is the inventor of Kaido, these special healing techniques that are utilized within the Soul Society, thus demonstrating that his skills and techniques extend beyond those that he uses in battle. Thanks to his medicinal contributions to the Soul Society, it had earned him a well-deserved position within the Zero Division. Kurinji's battle experience extends way back to the early days of the Gotei 13. While he wasn't a part of the original Gotei 13, his skills within combat and his abilities to teach advanced healing techniques like Kaido to individuals like Unohana highlights his senior status as well as his level of expertise. Kurinji is very confrontational and he can be condescending to those below him, like the captains of the Gotei 13, but in my opinion, this just underscores his level of confidence and the authority that he commands via his centuries worth of experience that he has. Kurinji is an immensely skilled fighter. He has been wielding his Zanpakuto for centuries. He has demonstrated that he is a master of speed and agility, as he goes by the title of Lightning Fast Tenjiro. This is a testament to his extraordinary proficiency in Shumpo, making him one of the fastest characters within the Bleach universe. Now, this agility combined with his immense level of spiritual pressure, it leads to Kurinji possessing a level of power that dwarfs the entirety of the Gotei 13, thus making him a very formidable opponent to face off against. Kurinji's Zanpakuto Kinpika adds another layer to his combat style, as his Zanpakuto takes on a unique form, as it's a long-bladed wooden pole. This gives him a considerable strategic advantage in battle, as it extends his reach and thus his level of versatility with his attacks in any fight scenario. His Zanpakuto was notably effective in his battle against Hashwald, where he had used Kinpika's reach in order to disarm and subsequently overpower the right arm of Yhwach. However, Kurinji's overconfidence and his somewhat impulsive approach to fights has occasionally been his downfall. This is most evident in his battle with Yhwach as well as Askin. We see his overconfidence, which leads to him making some critical misjudgments that ultimately lead to him being defeated. With Kurinji, it's his blend of exceptional strength combined with his occasional recklessness, which firmly secures him the number 4th spot within this ranking. When Kurinji activates the Shikai of his Zanpakuto Kinpika, it results in his Zanpakuto glowing brightly. Apparently, the Shikai ability of his Zanpakuto allows him to use the light that Kinpika generates in order to blind his opponents, so similar to a solar flare from Dragon Ball. Additionally, this light from Kinpika allows him to increase his attack lacking power, Kurinji demonstrates that he has the ability to manipulate and even create the waters of his Whitebone Hellspring and his Blood Pond Hellspring. His Blood Hell Pond allows him to replace the lost blood of his allies and presumably his own in battle. He demonstrates this when he restores the blood of Uetsu Nimaya. In general, Kurinji's hot springs not only cleanse and heal, but they can also be used as a potent weapon, which highlights the level of versatility that he has with the various different techniques that are in his arsenal. In summary, Kurinji has some really remarkable healing abilities, and his centuries worth of experience and mastery in his speed and combat skills, which are combined with his very unique Zanpakuto, lead to him being one of the most strongest characters within the Bleach universe. His occasional impulsiveness within battle is a notable flaw, but this doesn't detract from his overall abilities and achievements. So it's for a combination of all of these strengths and weaknesses that he has firmly secured the number 4th spot amongst all of the Zero Division members. So we've reached the top 3, and ranking in the 3rd position within the Zero Division is the formidable Senjumaru Shutara. She of course is responsible for having created the Shinigami Shihakusho. This gives us a hint as to Senjumaru's experience, which likely surpasses that of some of the oldest Shinigami that we are aware of, like Head Captain Yamamoto or even the members of the original Gotei 13. Her longevity has enabled her to master her Zanpakuto Shigarami, as she has developed a very unique fighting style along with several abilities which perfectly blend her combat skills with her scientific knowledge. Senjumaru's versatility is key to her strength. Her Zanpakuto grants her a wide range of abilities, from creating deceptive clones to crafting illusions that even the most perceptive of opponents like the Schutzstaffel struggle to avoid. This versatility extends to even her healing abilities, as she demonstrates when she had rescued Nimaya after he was fatally injured by Lil Barrow's Shrift ability, the X-Axis. A defining feature of Senjumaru's combat style is her ability to manipulate fabrics and textiles. This enables her to quickly craft defensive barriers such as an anti-reishi umbrella, or to transform an enemy's clothing into a lethal weapon, which she demonstrates when she attacks Neanzol Weasel. Senjumaru's 6 artificial arms improve her dexterity, enabling her to execute very complex maneuvers. With the help of these multiple arms, she is able to weave fabrics rapidly, and this adds an air of unpredictability to her battles. Now, the true extent of Senjumaru's power is revealed during the 1000-Year Blood War arc anime via some incredible anime exclusive scenes. We of course got a showcase of Senjumaru's Bankai Shatatsu Karagara Shigarami no Suji. This insane Bankai ability allows Senjumaru to manipulate fate itself, as she is able to trap her enemies into a woven reality that she has created. Her powers are so incredible that her Bankai release is felt across multiple dimensions, as this highlights the immense amount of spiritual pressure that she possesses. Senjumaru's role within the story extends beyond just combat. She of course was responsible for creating the Oken clothing, and she also played a major role in finding and locating the injured Shinigami following the first Quincy invasion and bringing them back to the royal palace. Senjumaru's forceful personality, which is combined with her incredible intellect, easily results in her being one of the most fascinating characters within the Zero Division. In summary, Senjumaru Shutara, with her extensive experience, her mastery of her unique abilities and her combat style, as well as the major role that she plays within the story as the creator of the Shinigami Shihakusho, I believe that all of these factors well and truly earn Senjumaru's place within this ranking list as the 3rd strongest member of the Zero Division. Comfortably taking the number 2 spot is the God of the Sword, the number 1 Zanpakuto creator Uetsu Nimaya. Nimaya is an incredibly energetic and unpredictable character. He plays a pivotal role within the history of the Soul Society, as he is responsible for having created the Zanpakuto, the signature weapon of the Shinigami. This remarkable achievement was acknowledged by the Soul King, and it's the reason why he had earned a spot within the Zero Division. Nimaya's experience as an individual is unparalleled. Because of the integral part that he has played within the history of the Soul Society, it can be assumed that he was around during the primordial world of Bleach, before the Soul King's body was severed and reality was split into the 3 realms of the world of the living, Hueco Mundo, and the Soul Society. So God knows how many challenges or adversaries that Nimaya has faced over the many centuries that he has been alive. This leads me to believe that Nimaya Nimaiya has vast reserves of knowledge, and he has had more than enough time to refine his combat skills. Nimaiya's age is probably comparable to Ichibe's, which means that he must have a deep connection and understanding of his Zanpakuto, since he is one of the oldest and most powerful Shinigami, despite his youthful appearance and his energetic nature. Now, as the #1 Zanpakuto creator, Nimaiya possesses an exceptional arsenal, which includes his very own Zanpakuto Sayafushi. He deems it to be a failed creation because it's a blade that is way too sharp, and additionally the edge of the blade is too smooth. This results in the Zanpakuto never chipping or scratching from use, and very interestingly, if blood ever lands on Sayafushi, it slides off immediately. Sayafushi is one of many Zanpakuto that Nimaiya has created. He demonstrates his extraordinary skill in forging Zanpakuto when he reforges Ichigo's true Zanpakuto for him. Nimaiya's ability to bond with multiple Zanpakuto adds a layer of unpredictability and versatility to his combat style. His role within the story is very significant. During the 1000-Year Blood War arc, he was responsible for guiding Ichigo towards understanding the true nature of his own powers, and more importantly, he was responsible for reforging Ichigo's Zanpakuto. Nimaiya also plays a major role in confronting and defeating all of the Schutzstaffel members. He was able to effortlessly take down these formidable opponents thanks to his high level of expertise in swordsmanship, as he first-hand showcased his incredible agility along with his mastery of Zanjutsu. Nimaiya's leadership within the Zero Division is evident, as he holds a lot of influence within the group, with the other Zero Division members taking his decisions and strategies seriously. Nimaiya's unique sense of humor and his unpredictable nature can lead to moments where we don't really take his character too seriously, but despite all of this, we mustn't forget that he's a key figurehead within the Bleach universe. His profound understanding of the nature of a Zanpakuto and its relationship with his wielder is what allows him to assist Ichigo in reforging his Zanpakuto, as well as helping him to understand key insights about the true nature of his powers. The fact that he was able to help Ichigo in such a way highlights his mastery over the Zanpakuto, which of course is the key spiritual weapon that is wielded by the Shinigami. In conclusion, Nimaiya's blend of historical significance, along with his unparalleled swordsmanship and the influence that he holds within the Zero Division, makes him a truly remarkable character. I know that I for one was jaw-dropped when he had single-handedly wiped out the Schutzstaffel, which made me quickly understand how much of an invaluable asset he is to the Soul Society. I really look forward to seeing more of Nimaiya, possibly via some anime exclusive scenes or through a manga continuation via the Hell arc. Okay, so it comes as no surprise that in the #1 spot we have none other than Ichibe Hyosube. Ichibe, who goes by the title of the monk who calls the real name, is arguably the oldest character within the Bleach universe, considering the fact that he's older than the universe as we know it. With the Soul Society having a 1,000,000-year-long history, it means that he's over 1,000,000 years old. This makes him easily one of the most influential figures within the entire story of Bleach. His role as the commanding officer of the Zero Division means that he is largely responsible for maintaining the integral balance of the Soul Society, as he has the ability to manipulate the true names of all spiritual beings. This is also linked to his commitment to maintain the balance between the three realms of Hueco Mundo, the Soul Society, and the world of the living. This balance needs to be maintained in order to preserve the integrity of the Soul King, who he effectively works for. Ichibe's powers are as profound as his wisdom. His mastery over names allows him to control the metaphysical representation of beings. He effectively has control over anything with a name, and he really shows this off as he has knowledge of every single Zanpakuto's name, even revealing to Renji the true name of his Bankai. Due to how important names are to Ichibe, his own name actually carries a curse with it. In chapter 605, he proves to Yhwach those who are unworthy of speaking his name will lose their voice. In terms of battle, Ichibe is a force to be reckoned with. His Zanpakuto Ichimonji has the ability to erase names, which thus removes the power that is associated with that name. His Shikai form releases ink that covers and nullifies its target's abilities, while the Bankai Shirafude Ichimonji allows Ichibe to rename and redefine anything that has been covered by the ink of his Shikai. During an amazing anime exclusive flashback scene from 1000 years ago, we see Ichibei meet with Yhwach as he discusses a truce with the Quincy Empire of Light. This negotiation is an example of the major role that Ichibei plays within the larger narrative of Bleach. Ichibei's main priority is to ensure the stability of the Soul King, which in turn will ensure that the balance of the three realms is protected. Ichibei's strength combined with his immense spiritual power makes him a very daunting opponent. He can manifest giant limbs in order to enhance his physical attacks, and he can employ a variety of unique and powerful Kido spells. However, overconfidence is a trait that we see a lot within the members of the Zero Division, and Ichibei is no exception to this. His overconfidence has led him to underestimate his opponents, and we see this during his battle against Yhwach, and I think that his overconfidence was one of the major reasons as to why he was defeated by Yuha. In summary, Ichibei's blend of immense power, his crafty, shady nature, along with his strategic prowess and his deep-rooted connection to the long-standing history of the Soul Society, results in Ichibei rightfully earning the #1 spot within our Zero Division ranking list. Now, we have reached the point of the video where I want to hand over the discussion to all of you. What did you think about my ranking of the Zero Division? I tried to include all of the additional material that was included within Core 2 of the anime, and I've tried to reference the anime and the manga as much as possible in order to back up my reasoning for each spot within this ranking list. I'd love to know how each of you would rank the 5 members of the Zero Division. Do you agree with my ranking list, or are there some changes that you would personally make to it? I'm really looking forward to reading all of your thoughts, so definitely continue the discussion in the comments. And lastly, thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next Bleach video. A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.